am back with another sit down, and this is not a book review by any means, but I wanted to do a video talking about Kennedy Ryan's Skyland series. Now, everyone is reading Kennedy Ryan's Skyland series. At least it feels like everybody's reading this series, and it's gotten so much traction, so much attention, and I love that for us. I love that we have an author, a Black woman author, who has created a series that essentially we are finding very relatable, falling in love with the characters and the storyline. So some of you will probably already know what books I'm talking about. Some of you are probably like, what are you talking about, Ashley? What book? What Kennedy Ryan Skyland series? What is this all about? So let's get into it. The Skyland series consists of 3 books. Before I Let Go, This Could Be Us, and Can't Get Enough, which was just released, I want to say May 13th it came out. So it just came out in stores. It was just released. This particular series is about 3 women who are friends, not happen to be friends. 3 women who are friends. The first book starts off with Yasmin. The second book starts off with Soledad, and the last book in this series is focused on Hendrik. Now, in the first book, we are introduced to Yasmin. We see her friends Soledad and Hendrik, and they are this group of women who are friends, who are constantly doing girlfriend things, going to dinner, having conversations, talking about life changes, etc. This first book is focused on Yasmin, her life, and how her and her husband are navigating a life change that has happened that impacts their relationship, hence the title Before I Let Go. So determining, should I remain in this relationship? Could this life change impact our marriage to the point where we can no longer be together? And before we make those decisions, let's think about what we can do and what our relationship could potentially be together or apart. I won't give any spoilers, so that's all I'm going to say about Before I Let Go. So you read about Yasmin, her husband, these life changes that come up, her relationship with her girlfriends, and what happens between her and her husband due to this life event that occurs. Excellent. We'll get into it. Excellent read. Excellent. Yasmin does navigate depression, and it gets into that as well. But this is definitely a love story. All 3 books in this series are about romance with a solid foundation of watching these women navigate their lives, right? Romance, it has all the feels in it. Will they, won't they? Do they love each other? How are they gonna, all these things. But also, life is not just us in our romance bubble. Like, life is happening to us, around us, and all that stuff, and how these characters are navigating that and maintaining important relationships in their lives. Also, Yasmin and her husband have children, so you'll see how that plays out as well in this particular book. So that's Before I Let Go. So This Could Be Us. So Before I Let Go, I actually read this last year. So This Could Be Us focused on Soledad, who we do also see in the first book. And this book is about Soledad finding herself after getting a divorce. I wouldn't say getting a divorce. Well, she's finding herself prior to that, but there are all these things that are occurring, and trying to figure out, could she love again? Could she navigate life on her own? She does have children as well. Can she navigate life independently without being partnered? What would that look like for her? She did that. Sometimes self-doubt, trying to figure those things out as well. And so in this book, there is some romance. Some things happen. I'm trying not to give y'all any spoilers because I want y'all to read it so you can be pleasantly surprised. And she's just rediscovering herself, her life. She comes across a beautiful, lovely man and questions, should she take the risk of exploring a relationship with him, and how is she feeling about her previous relationship, things of that nature. But again, Soledad's there. You see Yasmin, you see Hendrik in the background. They're there interacting with this character, and you get to see Soledad's growth and navigation and all the things that she is wanting for her life in the absence of this marriage that she believed could be forever, right? So again, lots of romance, but not in a romance bubble. There are things going on in life, like navigating life, and it's a page turner. It took me a week and a half to read this. Same with Before I Let Go. And I did not want to let go. I didn't want to let go, neither one. I wanted to savor every piece of this, but every good thing comes to an end. So, and then you have the latest from Kennedy Ryan, Can't Get Enough. This book is focused on Hendrik. And again, there's romance, love interest. Hendrik is taking care of her mom and navigating what that looks like as a caregiver, an adult caregiver to your parent now, and maintaining a career, finding love, all those things. And these books aren't cliche in that way when you think about it, and it's not cheesy. They're really good, excellent storylines. My line sister and myself, we were discussing this because I actually bought a copy for my line sister as well, and I got her to read Before I Let Go. She got hooked. She read This Could Be Us. I got my other friend to start reading. So everybody's getting hooked and enjoying the storyline. And what we talked about, my line sister brought up a good point, that the author Kennedy Ryan clearly does her research, because in all three books, there are these life-changing topics that may have impacted each and every one of us or someone that we know, right? So a woman navigating maybe depression, and then in the other book you have a woman navigating how to stand on her own, how to feel more independent, how to sustain a family in the absence of what she believes to be her forever love, and so forth. And then you have Hendrik taking care of an aging parent. So all of us may have experienced those things or know someone who has experienced those things. So Kennedy Ryan has definitely done her due diligence. I can say for certain in these two books, and I can say I don't doubt she did it for the third book at all, even though I have yet to read it. And this will go on my list of 6 books for 2026, because I already completed my list for 2025. So I'm reading the books that I curated for myself for this year. So this won't make it until next year. It'll be on the list. So I won't read this until probably the top of the year of January 2026. But she has consistently, clearly done her due diligence in order to discuss, and in order to help you have an understanding of those roadblocks that come into play for each of these characters. And she does an amazing job, naturally so, explaining these things. If you are, this is not a collaboration or any type of sponsorship, but if you listen to Therapy for Black Girls, there is an interview with Kennedy Ryan discussing the 3 books, her thoughts, how her writing process, and some other gems there. There are no spoilers, so she's sharing really good things so they can get a better understanding of her intentions with writing this particular series, and what have you. So if you haven't already, you will not be disappointed. I love to see when people are extremely interested in books, especially stories about Black women, and then you have Black authors, women of color, discussing love, romance, and success. So, like I said, this series is getting so much traction. I love to see it. I cannot wait to read Can't Get Enough. These 2 books, when I tell you I wanted to savor every last page, but I finished them in a week and a half when I did read them. So before I let go, I read last year. This could be as I read this year, like last month. Excellent. Didn't want it to end. So I hope you get you a copy, get you all 3. If you don't have all 3, whichever one you're missing, get it. And if you got all 3, I'm glad, I'm happy for you. And I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching. I hope this is helpful. I don't do book reviews, y'all, so I can't really, I say that now, but I imagine maybe one day when I really want to get into the nitty gritty, maybe I'll do one. But get you a copy, get you 2 copies, get a copy for a friend, whatever you like to do. If you haven't already, check out my Natural Book Lover playlist to see all my book vlog videos. All right, thank you. And as the YouTubers say, like, subscribe, comment. If you have read these, please let me know. I want to know what you thought. And if you think your comment is too long, it is not. I promise you, I don't mind. Let's engage. Just don't put any spoilers if you can't help it. But if you're gonna put a spoiler, indicate spoiler alert, so anyone who has yet to read these will be like, all right, I'm not gonna read that comment because I don't want a spoiler. All right, thank you. I'll see y'all later.